Hello and welcome to round 5 of the 2022 season of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed with the LX6 at South City Town Course. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching SimBroadcasts.tv, and joining me in the commentary box tonight is Eoin Harmon. Eoin, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, Pete. Thanks for asking. And for us who celebrate Pancake Tuesday, let's get warmed up with some RTFR.
Oh yes, I've got the flour in, I've got the eggs, I've got the Nutella. Other chocolate spread brands are available. Let's get on with the action for tonight. Enjoy your pancakes later. On the RTFR calendar this year, we are on round number 5. It's been a fantastic season so far. We've had 2 mod cars, Eoin, and both of those rounds were fantastic. Last time out, we had the VKI 6 at West Hill 1 reversed. We massively enjoyed that here in the commentary box, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a fantastic addition. Beautiful racecraft on show, and it made the drivers really think, and we got some good racing out of it.
We did indeed. Tonight we are at SO5, 3.1 kilometres, 1.9 miles. It uses most of SO4, but instead of heading down to the tight hairpin, we use the SO Classic straight and loop back round to the pit straight. So yeah, it's a good fun one. 23 laps in the LX6. Let's talk about the LX6, the Caterham inspired car. That is the FO8. So we will move on. All right, we're running the FO8 LX6 tonight. I am so confused. Let's get on with the action and see the cars on the track. Eoin, how are things shaping up in qualifying?
Yeah, capacity has been reached already. 40 drivers plus want to get into the race with the cutoff precisely at Tallenberg's point of view at the minute. But on pole position, it's championship leader Vitautas Laguskas, keeping Unite away from their favoured pole position yet again.
Yeah, anyone who was tuned into our inaugural coverage of Kesav last night will have noticed that Vitautas Laguskas was done by Upsas, who doesn't appear to be here yet. I wonder whether he will show up. But yes, Laguskas didn't have a great evening last night at Kesav. The live stream replay for that is on our channel. But he is topping the timesheets here by a comfortable margin right now. He is just over a tenth and a half clear of Sidus's Rick Cardle with Unite, his teammate, close behind as well. Owner, another good showing. He seems to like these tricky cars, Eoin.
Absolutely, yeah. A very promising effort so far. About 0.4 of a second off that pole time. That's 5th place for Mantas. That's the best B2R car on the grid as of right now. Then Arska, Donny, Zaban, Zesty, Mandula, and Lorenzo complete the Mandula down to Mandula. That's the top 10. So very competitive so far. No threat of these drivers like on the Starlin last week. A really difficult car to drive in the XL edition. So I think the driver's more comfortable this time.
Yeah, the drivers had to endure a grueling test with that car around the tricky streets of South City. We were worried that we weren't going to have any finishes after that, but plenty of them finished. But I don't think we'll be seeing the Starlin in RTFR for a while. I think it's fair to say. Anyway, back to tonight. We have a colossal number of people trying to qualify for this one. A very popular combo and an extremely popular car. I wonder who's going to be tackling this with the H-pattern gearbox. I'm pretty sure that Unite, currently in P3, will be driving this in full manual mode. We'll get confirmation of that in a minute, but here he is, coming up to start-finish, very sideways, as you have to be in the LX6. To get a fast lap, you have to be on the edge of grip constantly to get a good time. 125.36 for him so far in the session with 4 minutes to go. And 41 times on the board. Our friend and co-commentator for RTFR XL, Mika Sarkinen, currently in 41st. So let's see if he can get into the top 40 and qualify for this one.
Yeah, the threshold there, 1 minute 30. It's perfectly reasonable, just about 5 seconds off pole. Plenty of drivers in the middle and bottom third of the grid. They'll be looking to improve their times. Red Bot down there on 31st will be one name to look out for. Much McCarry. I'm watching him myself. He's 28th, so very competitive grid. Owners coming out of the pits for another lap with 3 minutes 38 to go.
Yeah, let's Santu Sarah through, just starting another lap, very sideways into turn 1. That looked fantastic. Trying to improve from 12th place currently. Owner in P4, comfortably on the second row. A 200th of a second gap to Mantas behind, but yeah, maybe not so comfortable then. but doing well. He's really come alive in the last few rounds as owner, and good to see. Good to see.
Yeah, the drivers wanting to improve their skills on liver speed. I think this is the right place to come.
Oh, I think we've had an incident down at turn 1, Owen. We've got cars everywhere, unless there's just a whole load of people leaving the pits or moving aside. But there was just caught it on this just outside shot there. There were a lot of action down at turn 1. Here's Rick Cardle, currently P2, trying to find some time in the last couple of minutes of this 1-hour qualifying session that we have here for RTFR. Let's see if he can muscle his LX6 round to pole position to take it away from Vytautas Lagutskas. Rick Cardle needs a good result here today. We'll look at the championship standings after the qualifying session, but Rick Cardle, he's not having it his own way this year so far, Owen.
No, unfortunately not. The challenge from outside Sidus has really come to the fore this year. Plenty of drivers have outright taken positions from Sidus or gone neck and neck with them, so they haven't had it all their own way. But it is again Lagutskas who has been very consistent so far, making his name yet again.
Yeah, advantage to Yes Motorsports. Of course, Unite won't mind that much, I think, because I think he's a member of Yes Motorsport, is he not? That could be wrong, so apologies if that is wrong. But Yes Motorsports is, I guess, not many people represent them these days in the regular championships like RTFR, but Vytautas Lagutskas is still sporting that tag, so fair play to him. As Rick Cardle doesn't improve, I'm guessing he might be doing some race install laps or warming his tyres for one last go, which will be his next time. He'll have time for one more if he wants one.
Yeah, if he wants the final lap, it'll have to come right now. This is MRC Zesty, looking very competitive as well. He's got another car to contend with just in front, seeing if he can get his lap done properly.
Yeah, cars kind of littering the track. There was a couple of ZFRL cars there that Zesty had to go past. Now, having cars sat offline at South City is a big distraction, and this is a slidey lap from Zesty. I mentioned before that it is important to be sideways in some places, but not everywhere on the lap. The LX6 is a tricky car. As he steps the rear out again, it's just it looks good, but it isn't fast when you're getting that sideways. News from Mies. I think he's just made it in. I think he's currentently in 40th position. Currently the cutoff time. But one of the drivers who currently not able to make it through in 41st. So we do have 41 cars trying to make it in right now.
Yeah, actually, Zesty is on an outlap, I believe, right. So it's okay to be sliding around for tyre circulation.
Perfect.
So if you want to match Bumshasnarsi and maybe get a little bit extra draft. Jari Kitila on camera now. Let's see how he's getting on. Yeah, this is a new lap, so he'll actually get a second go.
Will he make it? It's just about. It's close. Yeah.
No.
Oh. Did he miss
16.
it?
Yeah. He
unbelievable. Yeah, I think our timer was ever so slightly behind then, but it looked like he made it. But yeah, Jari Kitila just pipped there. Here's Lorenzo, P12, not running a normal livery. He's running one of the Martini-inspired liveries here. Sorry, Rothmans, is it? I don't know. Anyway, as we head up the hill... Oh, no, he's aborted that lap. Everything's going wrong. Arska, P6, currently for World Class Lines. Highest placed WCL car as he heads down the hill to the hairpin. He's got a couple of cars ahead of him, but of course this doesn't turn right into the SO4 final sector. It goes straight up the hill and down the big mole here. LG Mies, Mika Sarkinen, currently P41st, is the final car to be on a timed lap, and he's on the bubble. He has T-Bug behind him in P42, but neither of those two likely to qualify unless a space opens up. Here comes Asker to complete his timed lap. Let's see if he can improve. Currently half a second behind Mantas, and it is no improvement on his time or position. Neither did Rick Cardle. Rick Cardle not able to pip Lagutskas. He will not have time to set another lap. Neither will Unite. He has backed off of his lap. And we will have to wait for the final cars to come across the line. We're just waiting for Mika. I think that's him now, is it? And he did not improve, so Mika not able to improve on his lap time. Let's do the full rundown, and then we will head to the all-important championship standings in RTFR. Of course, there are only the drivers' championships to worry about. We do not have a teams' championship this year that we're keeping track of, but it is Vytautas Lagutskas who takes pole position. A 1 minute 25.03 puts him on the hot spot for our 23 laps of South City Town Course. Rick Cardle, the Sidus driver who won last year's championship and RTFR XL, in P2 alongside him. Then we've got Unite P3, Owner P4, Born to Race Mantas P5, World Class Lions Asker P6, Fragmasters Santusara Fatal in P7, Iron Donny P8, Jaban in P9, Zesty P10. Mandula and Lorenzo, the race green drivers, will occupy row number 6. Then we've got Twin Camper Born to Race, Yaroslav Donelik P14, World Class Lions Pekka Koivunen, Master Race Cars Kig, Mazway, Thamuli for ZFRL, Jari Katila, and Rony in P20.
Yeah, let's check out the bottom half of the grid of those who have qualified. Litro, another Born to Race name there, I didn't recognize. Very good there in 21st. Igor, Beppo, Jocks and Climbs, 22nd, 25th. Soini, Luke, Much Macari, 3 Jump, and Michael. They will be in the top 30. And then concluding this column will be Redbot, Burley, Tallenberg, Matt 55, Pedro Bior, Texas in a massive MRCQ.
That's
and
huge.
The Father and Sons, X-Toff and 7-9, with Bumptious Narcy and Mizio in the top 40.
Yeah, and on the final page of results, just the 2 cars, LG Meese and T-Bug. Those 2 might be able to race if any of the 40 cars before them failed to, don't show up for the start, basically. But yeah, what a colossal grid. The LX6 is a difficult car. Everybody who was on a kind of a hiatus last time out with the Acosta Stalin deciding to give the LX6 a go, which is great. So thanks everyone for turning up and throwing the LX6 around South City Town Course. Owen, it's time to talk about those all-important championship standings. Let's get those up on the screen now. Here it is. Here is the. Here are they. Well, actually, they're all together. Let's sort that out, shall we? Vytautas Lagutskas leads with 132 points ahead of Rick Cardle, Upsas, Unite, Fatal, Asker, Thamuli, Joni Katila, Mandula, and Yaroslav Donelik round out the top 10. Joni Katila not here today, so expect to see him sliding down the order. Then we've got Donny, Pedro, Botsi, 136 miles an hour, Lorenzo, Mantas, Ona, Rony, Fast, and Fanatic, the top 20. And I think we'll let the rest scroll by to give my little bit of a voice a break. But Owen, the championship is wide open this year because obviously Rick Cardle and Unite, they're having their work cut out by other drivers who are showing up week in, week out and putting in solid performances.
Precisely, that is very much the case. Lagutskas' lead does feel substantial, but that can change in an instant. You can see we're now past the 60th name there. LG Meese, our commentator for RTFR XL, equal with those 3 points, and very impressive to see the variety of people who are already turning up now that we're in the 3rd month of the year. February flew by just like January, so there we go, 72 participants so far, and there are plenty more to come.
Yeah, we've only had 4 rounds of the championship, which makes that even more impressive numbers. In 4 rounds, 72 individual people qualifying and racing and finishing and getting points. So you've got to remember, you've got to finish to get points in RTFR. So 72 finishes so far. That's pretty impressive for a weekly pickup series. So RTFR as strong as ever in Live for Speed, and tonight is no exception. 42 people trying to qualify for 40 spaces. It's great. It's nice to see. Owen, I think that's about it. I think we should take a quick break before the drivers ready up for the grid in around 5 minutes' time. Hold on to your butts, people. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello and welcome back to round number 5 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2022 Season 1 with the LX6 at South City Town Course in Live for Speed. The cars are on the grid and we are going for 23 laps around the tight and twisty South City Town Course circuit. We will quickly flash that up on screen while the drivers await the lights. Owen, it's a tricky car, it's a tricky track. It's going to be a lot of fun, but turn 1... there with the little kink and then down into turn 2 the left-hand hairpin, it's going to be carnage as the lights come up.
Yeah, the drivers are focused and unleashed. Let's see what happens. A good getaway at the front. Sidus Unite will take the inside in third place, but Laguskas leads away. There we go, side by side, nearly by the teammates, but it's one or single file right now. Are the rest of the drivers okay? Heading into turn 2. Pretty impressive. Rony's deep on the inside. You can just see him there, getting right on the curbs. But it's so far so good for our race leader and pole sitter, Vitautas Laguskas.
Yeah, he's got away cleanly. Importantly, we've got a little bit of a kerfuffle in the background, but all so far so good as we see all the cars streaking past the fake pit lane, the secondary pits. Yari has spun at the entrance to it and gets underway again, but drops all the way to the back as we see the car snaking now up the hill. And who's that going wide? That's Unite going wide and allowing... who is that sneaking through? That's Owner now up to P3. A great little move there, capitalising on a rare mistake on the opening lap from Nico Pantola, who is immediately, Owen, going to try and take this back into the hairpin.
Yeah, he's not going to plot an outside move. It was just too risky at this stage. Arska is looking really promising here in 5th. Maybe just lost a little bit compared to Unite, but I think Unite is going to have a run, not necessarily into turn 13, but definitely on the start-finish straight. It's looking really enticing.
Yeah, Mandula's going side by side. Sorry to interrupt with Jaban. Jaban in P7 then as they exit the final corner onto lap number 2 here. This is going to be a fast and furious race, this, as Jaban having a move. Sorry, that's Mandula having a move back. We've got a few cars in the pits with early damage. Mandula not able to get the move back there as Owner and Unite scrapping again. Owner goes wide. This is going to hand an advantage to Unite. Is he going to try and go for it? He's looking to the outside. Has to back off. He can't make the move there. Maybe the cutback will work. Yep, looks like he's going to get that move done, Owen, into the next corner.
Yeah, that was smartly played. Unite just did the opposite of what Owner was doing, but now he may have just cost himself in the bus stop.
Oh!
Contact. Narrowly avoided there. It was very, very minor, if anything. Arska and Fatal are on the scene and they want a piece of this action. That's worth a podium finish if they can get all the way to the top of the queue. And even Zaban that we saw against Mandula in the opening lap is also in contention here.
Yeah, Fatal's made a really good start. He's climbed up a few places into the P6 currently. And this is a great little squabble, but I'm noticing that the top 2 have checked out 3 seconds already, and we're only on lap 2. Unbelievable how quick those top 2 have just disappeared as Santu now under pressure from Jaban. Jaban has dispatched with Mandula and is tucking in behind that Fragmasters machine. And let's see, can he make progress? Of course, Jaban hasn't been on the scene for a while, Owen. The last time we saw him racing in anger was during the Team Up Racing Championship, our inaugural series as a group of broadcasters.
Wow, it's a long time ago, it has to be said. Yeah, plenty of scraps across the grid. We've got Zaban on the inside of Fatal now as Arska was defending his position. and it's cost Fatal the chance to. Well, he's going to keep the position, but it looked costly for just a moment as Mandula is now back in sight for position. Riding on board now in the LX6. It's going to be single file action again here. There's not much you can do unless you go wildly into the barriers there on the outside. But yeah, it should be okay right now.
It doesn't take a lot of fighting around South City to really hold you up, as we saw last night, actually. But even more so in a car that's twitchy and uncontrollable, you really slow each other down. And that's why Mandula has been able to latch back onto the back of this fight. We're riding on board with Jaban into the hairpin, Owen. Tricky braking zone, this, in the light LX6.
Yeah, it's really daunting having the downhill and a very tail-happy car into the braking zone. But so far, I see everyone has been keeping tabs on what to do there, even in race fuel mode. So no severe missing of braking points or anything like that.
Yaroslav Donolik making a move on Lorenzo. Lorenzo got it all wrong going into the final corner, went wide, and Yaroslav's taken that position up to P12 then as he heads on to lap number 4. And he's got a gap behind, so that will be safe into turn 1 at least. Back at the front, Lagutskas is leading by almost a second over Rick Cardle. We've lost a car actually in the middle of the pack somewhere. I noticed the timing screen do a bit of a jump. Owner's gone. So what was happening there? Maybe some tyres overheating, or I don't know, maybe the wrong setup. Who knows? But usually, if you leave the race this early, something's gone wrong with your start. This is a good battle. This will end up being the battle for P4. As Unite there, you can just see him disappearing in the distance. He's trying to catch up to his teammate and the championship leader, currently the Gutskas, as Oscar is having a great time. He's brushing the barrier up the hill. It's okay to brush the car against the walls, but you don't want to hit them too hard, especially with the way that the LX, the wheels are a little bit unprotected at the front, and you don't want to add any more toe or camber to those rear tyres, because that's going to unsettle you for the rest of the race with 20 laps to go.
There's more action here. I see Jox is in between Michael and Igor. This is the battle for 18th down, I believe. Yeah, Beppo is 18th. That was getting very close for comfort. Bumptious Narcy has disconnected. Maybe he wasn't in the race. I wasn't sure. Oh, that's a massive slide for Jox. Now we can see the slipstream effect here for Igor. He'll go to the outside line and the first turn. They'll have to lift off. Igor hangs it on the outside, staying in 6th gear, even catching. He's holding for dear life.
Yeah, that was an accident waiting to happen halfway down the straight. He was still catching it. He's still having a go, and he's managed to go around the outside of turn 1 on Jox. That's a good way to hold the position, and through comfortably.
Yeah, and Climbs is also in position for a move, but I think the next opportunity will be at the hairpin.
Yeah, this is great stuff from the midfield pack. Again, the midfield putting on a load of entertainment. Mies is doing a better job in the race than he was in qualifying. He's up to P26. That's a big jump from being not qualified to being in the race and up to P26. He's currently being hassled, though, by Jari Katila, who dropped all the way to the back as well. If you remember, he was facing the wrong way at the support pit lane. And here he goes past Mika Sarkkinen. Contact! No. Driving each other into the wall. Mika goes in the air, and that's what I said. You don't want to do that. You don't want any damage on these exposed wheels. That's going to hurt him for the remainder of the race. A lot of big hit that.
Front right suspension took a whack there as LG Mies went into the air. So that's going to cost him a lot of his car control. And that's Xtoff behind. He will want to stay patient. You can just see LG Mies feeling the effects there. His right wheel not locking into place the way he wanted it to. So Xtoff and team is going to be watching with interest.
Yeah, we switch forward to Ian Donny having a look at World Class Lions Pekka Koivunen. It's often easy to see the championship battles that are going on up front. Of course, we don't actually track the team's championship this year, but if there was one, you've got the likes of Yes Motorsport battling with Sidus, battling with WCL. I think it's Fragmasters v WCL, but down at the bottom, you've got the likes of F&S who are really battling with the ZFRL guys week in, week out. So there's battles all the way up and down the field. Great to see so many teams present and, with a good number of drivers in this series, especially MRC, who turn up with a fleet of vehicles every week.
Yeah, it's very pleasing. You feel like you're part of something bigger when you have your team, ever ready to be there, and they'll push each other hopefully to greater heights. That's Zesty doing the best job for them so far.
Yeah, we're riding on board with Donny, who is trying to get a move made on Pekka Koivunen. This is for P9. Let's see if he has a go. No, he's lifting into turn 1, and he'll try to make the move into turn 2. Here he goes, on the inside, not leaving any room. This will be a clean pass if he can get the power on at the exit. Really difficult in the LX6 to power on through, but he's done it.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a contender for overtake of the day. Very well set up, and it's defended now, heading into the bus stop chicane very soon. Oh, getting close to the barriers. But yeah, very, very impressive stuff from Donny. Just needs to hang on in there for a bit longer. He's Koivunen at bay, yes.
Yeah, I think he's looking in his rearview mirror too much. He needs to focus forward. He's got the pace, he's got the legs to pull away. Koivunen is hassling him, and that's making Donny distracted. He's looking in the rearview mirror when you don't want to be. Pekka's a smart driver. He wouldn't be putting his nose on the inside through any of those corners. You just need to focus forward.
Yeah, bit of contact there between Lorenzo and Twin Cam. That's 12th versus 13th. There was only a light tap on the rear. But, Twin Cam is making his presence felt, and he could possibly take inspiration from what we saw and move along the inside after slipstreaming on the back straight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've still got 34 cars, which is that's a really good turnout and a good rate of attrition as well. This is not an easy car. The LX6 is a handful. I wonder if we can get confirmation if Unite is using a H shifter. Maybe Chris can run away and find that out for us. But he normally does in these cars. He likes to challenge as Twin Cam sends one up the inside of Lorenzo, and oh goodness me, a little bit of contact, but Lorenzo holds it.
Yeah, that was a cavalier attempt from Twin Cam, just didn't quite work out.
It's such a good feeling following another car through the chicane, especially when you can't see the apexes and you get the smoothest line through without touching anything. Unfortunately, I think Twin Cam just jinked the edge of the final apex as I was thinking about saying this. But anyway, when you get it right, it's very satisfying to lead cars through there and follow as well. Some fantastic corners around South City, and we are waiting in anticipation for the reprofiling of this track. And yeah, hopefully we see that soon, because I think everybody here is excited for the makeover that the South City London Borough environment is going to get in Live for Speed as we continue to ride on board with Twin Cam. Is he the highest placed? Yes, he is. Highest placed Born to Race car. In fact, the only Born to Race car in the race. So moot point.
Yeah, we're missing Upsas, has to be said. He's been putting in blindingly good performances across the year so far. It's a shame without him, and then Ayub as well. I've seen very impressive things from him. So it's not the same without the trio or the quartet of Born to Race cars.
For sure, yeah. I mean, Upsas was busy yesterday dominating Kassav. Mind you, it wasn't much of a domination in the end because Furtive Racing's Leo gave him a bit of a challenge at the end. Ayub, he's got his tail between his legs after what happened at the weekend. It looked like a hardware failure in the finale of BF1 League. It shook things up. Master Race Cars BF1 League came to a close, actually, on Sunday. You can catch all of that footage on our channel, on our YouTube channel. And Twin Cam now dropping back a little bit from Lorenzo. So, that battle is neutralised for now. Let's have a look at our leader, Owen. 2.4 seconds now ahead of Rick Cardle. So that gap has been slowly opening up, and to both Sidus drivers. And Unite not really able at this point to close up to his teammate. Mind you, there's not really much you can do to help one another around South City. There's not really much opportunity for gaining anything in the draft, and they're too far apart to be of any use to each other. Here's Oscar, P4. He's still got Santu Sauer right behind him. And this could be still an interesting battle towards the end. Battles elsewhere, Owen?
Yeah, let's see Jox's opportunity against Climbs. That's so Climbs is actually taking on Jox
very
for
wide.
very high line, yes. Jox has a bit better speed here, but now it should equalize a bit heading into turn one. Climbs just uses as much of the banking as he can, keeping the car in a straight line. Yeah, here's Redbot, as a matter of fact. Could he make an impact on this contest? You never know.
Yeah, interesting engine note from Climbs there. Normally in the LX6, I love to bounce this car off the rev limiter when you go down the gears towards a hairpin. It helps you get the car turned in for the hairpins. Certainly, maybe we can go on board with one of the leaders in a bit and see just how they take a lap around SO5. It is impressive when they're at full tilt on the edge. Maybe we'll go on board with Unite because confirmation that he is using a H shifter. What a hero!
Yeah, there should be a bonus point for that, being more authentic to your source. But Climbs is now defending from Redbot, so things have changed a lot in this midfield battle in the last 30 seconds or so. Climbs with a gigantic sort of shark tail, I suppose I want to call it, and Redbot can now plot his maneuver for the position. If he just needs a bit more slipstream, Climbs goes right onto the path, really just before the barriers. So Climbs feeling the heat now.
Yeah, he's gone from the attacker to the defender in the blink of an eye. Tends to happen in this car. It's not easy one. But yeah, Redbot, he's a solid pair of hands, and I'm sure if Climbs makes another error, he will lap that up and get past. But yeah, here is Unite, and as promised, let's ride on board through the hairpin. You can see the car there, just on the bottom right of your screen. You can see the gears. He was going through neutral, which is the tell that he's using H shifter. It's great. I mean, just listen to the engine note when he breaks down into the first corner. You can slow the car down a lot with engine braking. So yeah, trying to get as close to the red line but not over it into the heavy braking zones is the key for a fast lap around here. Unite with a lovely exit out of the final corner, lining up for a lap to try and catch up to his teammate, which he's just about doing now. He's taken about half a second out of Rick Cardle in the last lap or so as he heads through turn one. Big lift, stays in sixth gear, handling the car. And then listen. Yeah, you can hear the rear wheels under rotating. That means that he's going down the gears high in the rev range, and the rears are slowing the car down more with that engine braking, which is a very effective way of slowing this car down. It's very light, so you can't just rely on the brakes as he throws the car into the bus stop, not using all the road on the exit there, and struggling a little bit to get the car to the first apex, but hits the second and third one nicely as we now head up the hill. This is a fantastic corner, but very easy to get wrong. The car very eager to step out as you head towards that horrible red and white barrier. There's loads of tyres in there, so it can be forgiving, but too hard and it will bite you. Listen again. Oh, he's gone a bit deep. He's under rotated a bit too much, lost too much grip on the downshifts, and that's going to hurt him. But look, another half second in the last sector taken out of Rick Cardle. I think Unite is managing tyre heat as well here. Not as committed as I would have expected maybe at this stage of the race, but he is making gains, Owen, on Rick Cardle.
Yeah, he's needing to gain a bit more time. We're going to transfer over to Kig, who has reached the queue featuring Twin Cam Lorenzo and Yaroslav Donalik at the peak. Inside line for Twin Cam at the final curve. He's going to use all the inside curbing as he can, and we're going to have a neck and neck. Oh, Lorenzo actually got loose there. So that's Twin Cam's imperative now to hold the inside line and get his overtake done into the first corner and holding it for second. Kig has seen a gap form, and he might take it away here. Lorenzo even deeper on Twin Cam. Oh, and that's a 360 spin. So Lorenzo might be, he's definitely pulling over to yield the position, and that allows Mazway and Rony to just refill.
Oh, Twin Cam, what happened? He went wide again, and Lorenzo snuck back through, and he's actually retired from the race. Now, while all that was going on, the true reason we were looking at that battle is because Chris pointed out that Kig and Lorenzo were saying hello to each other in their not Lorenzo, Kig and Twin Cam were saying hello to themselves to each other in their number plates, and then all that kicked off. So, maybe setting your number plate to something mildly amusing is a bad omen, as we have Lorenzo almost being pushed around now by Thamuli, who would really quite like to get past.
Yeah, this is blinding, mesmerizing. Yeah. Oh, Lorenzo way too deep again. Twin Cam said his rear toe damage was too severe and he couldn't continue. And this could be the Hipmuli. Daring move on the outside is on the cards. No, unfortunately, that's just a gigantic ass, but he can cut back. And Lorenzo stays as far up the track as he can to gain a little bit more distance on the start-finish straight. And the Hipmuli is gaining all of that speed now, getting really close, just a fraction in it. The inside line is there for his taking. It's going to be a little bit tight though. Lorenzo has the inside coming to turn 3 it is. And he's going to sweep across, but that's gone too far. Turn 4 is now the Himuli's advantage, but Lorenzo was a bit more courageous, hanging it in, and now side by side into the bus stop. Contact made.
Yeah, that's a fantastic battle. I love it when cars just end up side by side for most of a lap where, you just can't tell them apart, essentially. But great stuff there from Lorenzo and Thamuli putting on a great show as we head up the hill one more time. We're lap 14, so we're well over halfway now as we head into the dying laps of this one. The Gutskas out front, 5 seconds separates the top 3, but it is Rick Cardle and Unite, the teammates who are closing up together. And I wonder what's going to happen there, whether we'll get any fireworks. It won't matter too much because we've got a further how far between the top 3 and these guys. Almost 10 seconds. Asker and Fatal now together and fighting hard. Fatal really wants to get that 4th place.
That's right. Arsker's been holding steady all race long. The exit for one of the drivers early on, owner, wasn't it? Just a random DNF, unfortunately, has left the best of the rest vacancy up for grabs. Arska has been holding on, but Fatal, with a late race charge, could certainly make life difficult for the world-class Lions driver.
Yeah, absolutely. World-class Lions would really like to get a position, a finish in the race this high. We've seen Pekka Koivunen and obviously Joni Katila for World-class Lions finishing high in the past, but Asker, let's see what he can do today in the hot seat. Can he hold Fatal up, and can Santu Sarah get past and make it another great result for Fragmaster? Mandula is sitting pretty, 4 seconds behind. It's nice to see Mandula back in the driving seat. We haven't seen him for too regularly for a while. But he's enjoying P6 at the moment with a 2-second buffer back to Donny. And that gap has stayed pretty steady for a while.
Yeah, no major upheaval there. So Donny, the loneliest man in the top 10, he's got no one too close to him, and unfortunately he still has work to do to catch Mandula. So yeah, everyone else is keeping busy in some way, shape or form. He just needs to get to the end.
Yeah, the Gutskas is putting on a show here. 3 seconds ahead. I mean, I think he's got a little bit of a vendetta with South City after yesterday. I keep bringing up yesterday. Yeah, you should go and watch the Kesav race yesterday with the Formula 60 around South City chicane route. It was a blast to cover Division 1 of the opening round of the Mods Cup that Kesav are running on a Monday night. And the Gutskas, well, he got caught out. And you don't say that very often. Upsas took the win. But here we go. The Gutskas putting on a clinic here. 3 seconds up the road from Rick Cardle, and he is no slouch, winner of both last year's RTFR championships.
Yeah, it's just another case where Gutskas having that pivotal pole position, it just means whatever he does at the start gives him that encouragement he needs, and he can master the first lap, and it's just too much to catch as things are going.
We're watching Yari Catilla and Beppo, who are having a bit of a ding-dong, and this is for 23rd place. We like to see the battles further down in RTFR. Yari, of course, has come from the back over the last few laps. In fact, the last 17 laps, he was facing backwards before Sector 1 on lap 1, and currently fighting with Beppo, but dropping back slightly. So let's have a look at someone else. This is Jaban, who is trying to get away from Pekka Koivunen. These two have been glued together for a while. I think Pekka... Oh, here we go. He's going for a big send, Eoin.
Yeah, Pekka just kind of meandering about, unfortunately. Everything he's been doing correctly hasn't been gaining him those positions he needs, but that was his best chance. He saw the inside, but Zaban had it measured. So Koivunen is just going to follow through another lap. As Leguskas in trouble with Xtoff. He's lapping cars now, and he made a mistake trying to lap, and that gives Rick Cardle the view he needs. So Xtoff stayed on the inside, and Leguskas had to go wide at the hairpin. So we have a race on again, Pete.
Yeah, we do indeed. That was unusual. Xtoff outbraking himself there, not helpful at all. But it happens. Sometimes you just can't help where you meet your back markers, and back markers can't just disappear. They have to move off the road in a safe way. As we have Beppo and Yari Catilla back together. Beppo trying to get the move done somewhere. Goes very deep on the brakes, but manages to hit the apex. But yes, 1.4 seconds now separating our leaders. We'll keep an eye on that while we see if Beppo has anything to say for the rear of Yari's car. Not currently. Let's have a look. So there's still a gap between these two, but that will have unsettled Legutkas as he has to navigate another back marker.
Litro accidentally merged back onto the racing line. Rick Cardle wanted that racing line, and the meeting of the minds and the metal, unfortunately. Now we've got Pekka Koivunen on the outside of Zaban.
No. That's allowing Zesty to get back in the battle as well. So this is a three-way fight now. Pekka, Jaban, and Zesty, not necessarily in that order. But yeah, this bright green car, very zesty.
Yeah, zesty by name and zesty by nature. He's got lemonade as his number plate. So another humorous example. Let's take a look. Yeah, you can just see it there with the number 0 indicating the letter O.
Indicating that he is cool and stuff. As we head down the hill towards the hairpin once again, it is Pekka Koivunen trying to make this move on Jaban, and not close enough in his attempt, and we have back markers moving out the way. So we're in that stage of the race now. We have caught back markers, which is unusual in the half-an-hour race, but you know, this is a tricky combo. You can't overstate it.
Mott McCarry was facing backwards at turn 3's exit, and the race leaders will be catching him momentarily.
Yeah, Pekka is sizing up Jaban now. Jaban wide in his Conquest Racing skin, and there could be a move on here. Meanwhile, Kig also doing the same thing with Mazway. So the race has well and truly come alive at the end here. Good stuff.
All of a sudden, everything is going on here. One thing is leading to another.
Pekka having a move. He tried this before, it didn't work, and he's seemingly just holding Jaban up. He doesn't want to do this for too long, else Zesty will sneak on through. Needs to have a good exit from the final corner, Owen, to get Jaban into the first corner.
Climbs on battle takes place.
Take it away.
That's Climbs on the inside, Jocks on the outside, and Redbot looking to see if he can get in between. He's predicted a move, or he tried to premeditate a move. As a matter of fact, Climbs is taking up that space, and he's going to strike down on him here. If he can catch up, actually, a good exit for Climbs means that Jocks is throwing his shield up to defend. And now a long apex here for Redbot, taking the high line. Clip of the barrier there, nothing too severe.
Yeah, meanwhile, glued together once again, it's the two yellow cars of Jaban and Pekka Koivunen as they round the final corner to start lap number 20 of 23. 4 to go here in round number 5 of RTFR of 2022. And things have come alive. We've got 1.7 seconds separating our leaders, but it looks like that has kind of settled down again. In fact, it's gone down slightly there across the timing line. It's great to see the agility of this car. The amount of lean this car has on the suspension. going through turn 1. And Pekka's dropped back a bit now.
Yeah, could open the door for Zesty. Still a case where following is just not that handy, but getting side by side is so advantageous. But now Yargtila is chasing Beppo using that slipstream, and then he'll need to discover the successful route out of turn 1. Now he's actually gone very conservative, and Beppo should be able to measure himself into turn 2 now. That's fine.
Yeah, world-class Lions, the sponsors of RTFR this year, definitely getting their TV time on the camera this week with Yari, Arska and Koivunen all involved in the action somewhere. But yes, let's look at this man. He's doing a great job. 1.7 seconds the gap. He's holding himself, even though he had the trip up with the back marker. And Rick Cardle must be sweating to try and keep up and pass. It's not going his way just yet, but we still have 3 laps to go, and anything can happen in RTFR.
Yeah, the minutes are rapidly counting down. With Fatal on camera now, he has top 5 in his pocket. He had lapped a car just behind him there, so no threat.
Yeah, it's Team Usoni, I think.
Coming. Yes, that's a good shout. Yeah, so Arska just trying to do his best now to consolidate 4th place.
Yeah, Fatal hasn't been able to catch up to the back of Arska then. This is a battle that we thought would develop, but it just hasn't. The gap has opened up ever so slightly to 1.3, and that's a lot of time to gain back. You have to prey on mistakes in this car because there's some long straights, but the corners are where the car is at its trickiest. As Arska breaks down, goes very sideways through the hairpin, but it's not going to be a problem. Zesty on Koivunen into the hairpin.
What on earth could happen here? Zesty is too far behind to really find that ideal overtaking spot as Jaroslav Donalik comes into play. And I also see Kig and Mazway. They're super close.
Oh, and Rony
is also looking to see what he can do. Careful now. I think Kig has a glorious chance here to get on Mazway and the inside line for turn 13. Actually, no, Kig doesn't want it.
No, he backed out. He backed well out of that. Maybe he'll try and line him up into the first corner. Everyone's deciding that laps 19 through 22 are the laps to overtake, apparently. It's all going off. We've got several battles going on at once, side by side across start finish. We love to see it, but who's going to come out in the lead? Is it going to be Kig? He goes on the outside, which is not where you want to be for turn 1. That's well held there. Oh, just as I say that, Mazway getting it all sideways, kind of muscling his way back through, and Rony might have a chance here too.
Yeah, I think Mazway is just trying to lock himself back into the racing line. Oh, he clips a curb very deeply there, and it unsettled him briefly. Rony is now chasing with Lorenzo also here. So once you've got a 2-way bottle that can turn into a 3-way bottle and then a 4-way in no time.
Yeah, we're running out of laps, so these guys are going to be fighting to the end as Rony gets a fantastic run out of the Castle Hill and down towards the hairpin. Wow, I called it Castle Hill. That's a flashback. As Doni and Mandula now together, so battles further up that we'll have to turn our attention to out of the final corner. This has been developing for a while, but it's happened. Doni and Mandula are together. Doni's been catching him for a while. We're on the final lap, so pick a battle, Owen. Any battle.
I think we'll stick with the one we've got right now. It's as close as I can see. Yeah, other drivers are a little bit further spread. Maybe Koivunen and Zesty is a plan B, and then the race leader is plan C. That's good defense for Mandula.
Absolutely is. And as the laps tick away, Mandula has just got a few corners left to hold on. But Donny has been on pace. He's been absolutely on it, trying to catch up. We'll just see a flash of Donny Wilmy. No, he's gone a bit wide there, trying to follow. And that will drop him back. That could be... Oh, goodness me. He's throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this battle. But yeah, I think we need to check out our leader, who is only one corner away now from the end of the race. A back marker up ahead, but that won't be a problem as he sends it into the final corner. Very, very tricky still, the final corner. It looks simple, but just try it at pace. It is a difficult one to get right, difficult one to drive fast. And the Gutskas, he certainly knows how to drive it fast. He wins round number 5 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2022. Then it's Rick Cardle across the line with a very well-deserved P2, but in the end he couldn't catch up to the back of Vytautas Lagutskas. Unite in the end, he finishes quite a way back, 9 seconds. I wonder if he had an issue, because that is quite a way back for him. We have a side-by-side battle, I think, across the line. Mandula just about, here they come across the line. Mandula just gets the position over Donny. It was Asker who came across the line P4, Fragmasters Santu Sara in P5. Then we've got the battle with Mandula and Donny going the way of Mandula. He must have been sweating at the end there, Owen, because that battle was being teed up for a long time throughout that race.
Yeah, it just felt like everything that was doable, it just didn't happen. But Vytautas Lagutskas looking really, really strong today.
Vytautas Lagutskas makes his way onto Victory Lane, which is in this little car park area we have here at South City Town Course. And he won in absolutely spectacular fashion there. Rick Cardle in P2, Unite's P3. We're still waiting for some cars to cross the line. We had a lot of drivers entering this race, and therefore we have a lot of finishes, 3 to go. And it will be Mika Sarkinen who will finish in the final position. And he has quite a lot of damage, but 30 finishes. That is a good effort considering we had almost 40 starters.
Yeah, that's a very low attrition rate compared to some other events we've run. So I'm very impressed. Let's run down that order again with our graphics to accompany us this time. 33 minutes and 0.7 seconds. That's the winning time for Vytautas Lagutskas, keeping Rick Cardle at bay. Nearly had his day ruined by traffic, just out of his control and the lapped car's control, but that's the way it goes. So just Unite on the podium there. He couldn't really compete the way he would have wanted to, but yeah, he'll take a third place for sure. Then Arska and Fatal, top 5, followed by Mandula, Donny, Zaban, Pekki Koivunen, and Zesty. Following them, we've got Donalik, Kig, Mazway, Rony, Lorenzo, Deheb Igor, Michael, Jocks, and Redbot. To complete the board, we've got Jari Katila 21st, followed by Burley and Pedro Bior. He was the final car on the lead lap. Following him, we've got Climbs 24th, but he actually pitted to get a splash and dash. So he was on the lead lap, but he needed to make the pit, and you could just see him in the pits as Lagutskas crossed the line. So that was P24 there. Tallenberg 25th. Then we have Much Macari, Litro, Soini, Xtoff, LG Mies. They are classified as finishers. Beppo, they're on 31st, nearly made it to the end, but disconnected. And Full did not classify for 7-9. Twin Cam, Bumptious Narcy, Owner, really unfortunate there, having a really good run up until that point. And then Matt 55.
Thank you, Owen. And that does, in fact, bring to a close our coverage to this evening of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed. Owen, I enjoyed that a lot. The race really came alive during the middle. And to be honest, we've had some fantastic races around South City recently. We had E-Challenge, we've had Kesav, we've had 2 races now at South City, 2 very different races, but both in very slidey cars in RTFR over the last couple of weeks. South City always delivers.
Indeed it does, yeah. We've seen the variety of cars and the track layouts pushing our competitors to the limits in some cases, and you can see them also in today's race. They were getting side by side, bits and pieces of contact, but it was all good. So yeah, very stellar set of weeks for South City.
Join us again in 2 weeks' time for round number 6 of RTFR in Live for Speed as we take the FO8 to the infamous Fern Bay Black. Oh yes, you heard that right. The FO8 at Fern Bay Black. You can rewind the live replay to hear that again if you want. But yeah, we have a heck of a calendar coming up. In XL, we have the XFR at KY2 Reverse. So the XFR, a fantastic car for that track, I'm sure you'll agree, as the calendar whizzes its way back onto our screens. Owen, that's all we've got time for this evening, but it was a good one to finish on, that's for sure. More points going the way of Yes Motorsport and, of course, to the Siders team trying to pull themselves ahead in the championship of anyone else. But yeah, the championship moves on to round 6 in a couple of weeks' time. An extremely difficult combination.
Yeah, and we'll be right here ready to bring it to all our viewers on Twitch and YouTube, and it should be more exciting than the last. I really hope it is.
Me too. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks to the drivers for turning up, and thanks for Rony for putting this all together. Thanks again, of course, to World Class Lines for sponsoring the series. On Thursday on our channel, we have GTI Thursday Blackwood Historic Reversed in the GTI class, so don't forget to join us for that. On Sunday, we have the first round of Master Race Cars Rallycross Series. We are broadcasting that in full, all 6 rounds, on our channel beginning this Sunday. And we have a very busy week for broadcasts this week in the Speed, so we hope you can join us for the next couple. That's been it for us for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Sim Broadcasts on Twitch or YouTube. I'm Peter Butcher, Eoin Harmon in the commentary box with me, and Chris McElroy in the background as always, providing us with all the information we need to bring you the coverage as best we can. Owen, thanks a lot, and let's take this out for the evening. Good night, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.